What if you could attend your own funeral in secret? Watch as your own flesh and blood skip the mourning just to tear each other apart over your inheritance. The dead rise to deliver a final, crushing lesson. Witness the ultimate twist in loyalty as a secret camera reveals who truly deserves the crown. This is Vital Life Stories. Welcome to Vital Life Stories. Today we explore a shocking tale of greed, family betrayal, and a very unusual funeral arrangement. A solemn funeral should be a place of quiet mourning, respect, and deep sorrow for the departed soul of a father. However, this particular gathering quickly transforms into a ruthless real estate exchange and a brutal battlefield for a massive family inheritance. The stark contrast between solemn rituals and human greed creates a deeply disgusting yet incredibly compelling atmosphere for anyone watching closely. Three wealthy children step into the dark room, wearing expensive black suits, pretending to wipe away completely fake tears of grief. The eldest son immediately calculates the exact market value of the enormous family mansion while staring blankly at the wooden casket. Meanwhile, the middle daughter aggressively whispers to her lawyer, desperately trying to secure the largest possible share of the company's stock. Even the youngest son, who seems slightly more innocent, remains completely silent, secretly hoping he receives a substantial portion of cash. They do not know that their deceased father is actually still alive, carefully watching every single greedy move from the shadows. He has orchestrated this entire elaborate funeral as a final, desperate loyalty test to uncover the true nature of his children. Inside the luxurious wooden coffin lies a highly advanced, hidden camera, silently recording every whisper, every argument, and every fake sob. This hidden coffin camera serves as a modern psychological laboratory, testing the deepest moral boundaries of a completely broken family unit. The father monitors the live video feed from a secret room, his heart breaking with every selfish word his children speak. He watches as the eldest son casually disrespects his memory, laughing quietly about a future vacation funded by the upcoming inheritance. The middle daughter complains about the cheap funeral flowers, openly wishing the boring ceremony would end so she can get paid. It becomes painfully clear that these children only care about money, completely ignoring the man who gave them everything they have. The old man remembers how lonely he felt during his final years, abandoned in a massive house while his children partied. Nobody visited him when he was incredibly sick, nobody asked about his health, and nobody offered a single word of comfort. The only person who consistently showed up was the humble neighbor, bringing warm soup and sitting by his bed every evening. This kind neighbor never asked for anything in return, simply offering genuine human connection when the old man needed it most. As the fake funeral progresses, the tension in the room rises significantly when the family lawyer finally stands up to speak. The children immediately stop their fake crying, leaning forward with hungry eyes, eagerly waiting to hear their massive financial rewards announced. The lawyer clears his throat, carefully opening the sealed envelope that contains the final wishes of the supposedly dead, wealthy patriarch. The eldest son smiles arrogantly, fully expecting to be named the primary beneficiary of the incredibly successful family business and estate. The daughter tightly grips her expensive designer bag, her heart pounding with intense greed and overwhelming anticipation for the final verdict. The lawyer begins reading the document, stating that the father was deeply disappointed by the cold behavior of his own children. Shockwaves ripple through the quiet room as the lawyer reveals that the father knew about their lack of genuine love. The children exchange confused and angry glances, suddenly realizing that their carefully constructed facade of mourning might not have actually worked. The lawyer continues, explaining that true family is not defined by blood, but by the actions we take when things get hard. He announces that the eldest son will receive absolutely nothing from the massive estate, leaving the arrogant man completely speechless today. The daughter screams in pure outrage when she learns that she is also entirely cut out of the final legal will. Even the youngest son, who thought his quiet demeanor would save him, discovers he has been completely excluded from the inheritance. The room erupts into absolute chaos as the furious siblings begin shouting at the lawyer, demanding a full explanation right now. They accuse the lawyer of forging the document, refusing to believe their wealthy father would leave them with absolutely zero money. Suddenly, a massive screen behind the coffin lights up, displaying the live footage from the hidden camera inside the wooden box. The children freeze in absolute terror as they see themselves on the giant screen, their greedy whispers echoing through the room. The recording exposes every single selfish comment they made during the funeral, completely destroying their fake image of loving, grieving children. Then, the screen changes, revealing the father sitting comfortably in his secret monitoring room, looking directly into the high-definition camera. He speaks through the speakers, his voice firm and filled with immense disappointment as he addresses his three incredibly greedy children. He tells them that a funeral is supposed to be about respect, but they turned it into a disgusting financial transaction. He explains that he faked his own death simply to see who would actually mourn him and who just wanted cash. The children stand completely paralyzed, realizing they have failed the ultimate loyalty test and lost everything they ever wanted in life. The father continues his speech, stating that real love is shown through daily care, not through fake tears at a funeral. He reminds them of the countless lonely nights he spent in his bed, wishing his children would simply call to check. He points out that none of them ever sacrificed a single hour of their busy lives to comfort their dying father. The lawyer then reads the final, most shocking clause of the will, revealing the ultimate destination of the massive family fortune. Every single penny, every property, and every company share is being legally transferred to the humble neighbor who lived next door. The neighbor, who is sitting quietly in the back row, looks up in absolute shock, tears forming in his kind eyes. He never expected any reward for his simple acts of kindness. He only wanted to help a lonely old man survive. The children furiously protest, claiming the neighbor must have manipulated their vulnerable father into changing the legal documents at the end. But the father's voice booms through the speakers again, defending the neighbor's genuine character and completely shutting down their pathetic arguments. He explains that the neighbor provided the only real warmth and comfort he experienced during the darkest moments of his life. Practical care and actual presence while someone is still alive are infinitely more valuable than any expensive flowers at a funeral. The eldest son tries to apologize, desperately begging his father for a second chance to prove his love and family loyalty. The daughter falls to her knees, crying real tears this time, but they are tears of financial loss, not genuine regret. The youngest son simply hangs his head in deep shame, finally understanding the massive consequences of his long-term emotional neglect. The father shakes his head on the screen, declaring that their apologies are far too late and completely empty of meaning. He officially dismisses them from the room, telling them to leave the estate and never return to his property ever again. Defeated and utterly humiliated, the three siblings slowly walk out of the funeral hall, leaving their wealthy dreams completely shattered behind. The lawyer approaches the humble neighbor, handing him the legal documents that make him a multi-millionaire in a single moment. The neighbor hesitates, feeling overwhelmed by this immense generosity, but the father encourages him through the screen to accept the gift. This incredible plot twist serves as a brutal punishment for the greedy children and a beautiful reward for genuine human kindness. It proves that true wealth is not measured by bloodlines or legal inheritance, but by the compassion we show to others. The fake funeral finally ends, transforming from a dark display of human greed into a powerful lesson about morality and love. The coffin remains empty, a brilliant symbol of the father's clever strategy to expose the ugly truth hiding within his family. The camera inside the wooden box is finally turned off, its ultimate purpose completely fulfilled in the most dramatic way possible. The father steps out of his secret room, walking into the empty funeral hall to personally thank his loyal, kind neighbor. They share a warm embrace, celebrating the beginning of a new chapter where true friendship conquers toxic family dynamics and greed. This story reminds us that we must cherish our loved ones while they are still here, breathing, living, and needing us. Empty gestures after death mean absolutely nothing if we fail to provide support and love during the actual journey of life. The loyalty test revealed a harsh reality, but it also highlighted the profound beauty of selfless care from a total stranger. As the sun sets on the massive estate, a sense of pure justice and peaceful resolution settles over the quiet property. The neighbor promises to use the wealth for good causes, honoring the old man's legacy with continuous acts of pure kindness. The father finally finds true peace, knowing his life's work is in the safe hands of a genuinely good, honest person. Thank you for watching Vital Life Stories. We hope this powerful tale inspires you to always value true love and kindness.